Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we are going to be doing an oil change, and for those of you that do not know how to do an oil change, I'm going to basically show you how it's done, especially given the fact that this is on a 2010 Dodge Avenger with the 2.4 VVT motor. It's the 4-cylinder motor. Okay, so here it is. Here's the motor. That's your dipstick. That's where you pour the oil at. Here's my cap. There's the transmission. Okay. So every motor is different. Every location of the oil filter is different on all different motors. So oil changes are pretty much the same, given the fact of different locations of bolts, oil filters, that kind of thing. But if you're the type of person who wants to do this on your own, and you're not sure how to do it on this video, then this video is for you. Okay, but if you already know how to do oil changes, if you've done oil changes on many different vehicles, then I mean, that's up to you if you want to watch the video. But this is for those that want to learn how to do oil changes. Okay, so here it is, the motor. That's the transmission dipstick. So we know the motor is here and the transmission is on this side. Okay, you can kind of see it down there. Okay, and you see the pulleys over here, so which means this is the front of the motor, this is the back of the motor, and the transmission hooks on the back. So the question is where's the oil filter and where is the oil pan, right? How do you drain the oil out of the motor? Well, here it is. What I normally do, okay, all right, I got some ramps. I'm sitting up here on some ramps. My car is lowered, for those of you, but that's okay. It does make it a little harder. So on this car right here, literally, here's the bumper, and then right here is the oil filter. Okay, literally, it's that easy. Here's the oil filter. We know that's the motor up here, and if you keep looking over here, okay, so right here's the oil filter. Okay, here's the oil pan, and that is your drain plug. That's where you're going to be getting all of the oil out of. Okay, remember the left side was the motor. And if you look over here, I told you over here that the transmission was on this side. So this is the transmission pan right here. Okay, so we're going to stay focused on this side. All right, so to do your oil change, you have your oil filter and you have your plug. Okay, so you can do either or. First, it really doesn't matter. Me personally, I will go and do the plug first, drain that out, and then I will come up and I will drain out the filter. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to push our bucket over here, right in front. Okay, I just use a 5-gallon bucket. Get out of my way a little bit so I can. Oh, by the way, this is a 13mm nut. If you are working on the Dodge Avenger, the 2.4, you are going to have a 13mm socket for this nut. Okay, so go ahead and do this. And get it cracked loose. What you're going to see is that it will start dripping fluid. Okay, see right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back. I will use my other hand to loosen this. Okay, now unless you want to take an oil bath, your best bet is to keep your hand on top and not on bottom. When you pull your nut out, you want to go upwards with it and you want to do it fast. Okay? Otherwise, you will end up taking an oil bath. See? Very minimum. And it is a little more difficult given the fact that you're just kind of hanging out under the car. So, very minimal oil if you pull the plug up when you are taking that out. Okay, so now it's just a matter of letting this oil come out. And what I will do is I will go ahead and clean this plug up to make it look a lot nicer before we go to put it back in. So, I'll be right back. There we are. I got this all cleaned up. And as you see, there's just a little bit of oil coming out. So I'll wait here a few more minutes. As far as the oil filter goes, they do have certain tools that you can put that go around the ribs. It's kind of like a socket for oil filters. But theoretically, you shouldn't be tightening them up too crazy tight. At least I never have. You should be able to get them off. But since this car is so low, I don't have much room. So I will grab a tool and I will show you that tool. So right here I have some basically oil filter pliers, and in this situation it is a great, you know, I can easily use this to pull this off. And it shouldn't be really tight, but sometimes, you know, sometimes people don't know their own strengths. So you just put these on there. Don't squeeze too hard. It's enough to break it loose. So now we're pretty much able to do that. So I'll keep it there for now. You don't really have to tighten these too tight, but I get them a little snug since I do my own oil changes. I just get a little snug, make sure everything is good around it, and then boom. Front of our filter. This is sometimes kind of tricky. We know we got it loose. You're gonna get a little bit of oil on your hands, but if you just kind of let it drip for a minute, you won't get a tremendous amount on you. See, I got a little bit. Wipe your hands off, towel or whatever you got. Take it off. Dump out the filter. Let that drain up there for a minute, and I'll be back. Alright, so here we are. She's not dripping. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of clean this oil off around where it's going to seal at. Gotta put it on. Be careful with these threads too, because these are super fine threads. You just want to get it to where it's going to lock on, and then the rest should be, see, and you'll be able to get it right on there like that. So tighten up with your hands. If you're going to be doing your own oil changes, you know your own strength. These don't have to be super tight. And then boom, you're done. You got the oil filter, you got the plug drained out. Move your bucket out of the way. Every car has its own spec of how much oil you're going to be putting in your own car, okay? So when you go to do an oil change, you want to make sure that you got the right oil, the right filter, and you need to know how much is going to go in the car, okay? It takes 4.5 quarts. So, right here on this jug, it's actually going to tell you how many quarts, okay? And this last one right here is a quart. So I need to get it right in here, right in that mark to get my 4.5 quarts. So I do that and I should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead, pour the oil down in there. That's about 3/4, so I'll leave it there for now. And just to be sure, if you want to pull out your dipstick, then you can go ahead and pull this out. First wipe it off. See it, but we are in the safe mode, so it's about right in here, but all the oil hasn't settled in the pan yet, so yep, we should be good. Do not forget to put on your cap, okay? Do everything slowly. Don't forget to put on your cap when you're done. And then, here it is. We'll go ahead and start up the car. Make sure nothing's leaking. There's a good chance that 99.999% you will not have any leaks to worry about. So, just to be safe, especially if this is your first time doing it, start the car, get under here, and look for any leaks. Look for any leaks up there. We don't have anything. And right in here. Nothing. Nothing. So this wraps up the how to do an oil change video. This is on a 2010 Dodge Avenger. And again, guys, if you're not familiar with how to do oil changes, doesn't even have to do with this car really. Just understand that on every motor transmission you're going to have an oil pan and you're going to have a transmission pan, okay? And on this one it was very simple. The filter was easy accessible and you had plenty of room. On some cars the filter is put up in awkward spots and it's very complicated to get to. Every car varies, every motor varies, but with that being said, like, subscribe, turn the bell on, and let's get this video pushed out. Thank you.